Hey everybody, this is the news for November 2nd. Like usual, this is completely unscripted. Eventually, one of these days, we'll script these. But to getting to the news, as you can see, progress is being made on ICBM. If you've been following some of the other videos, the live stream, Twitter, etc., I've been showing off these various features. So what's going to be released, hopefully sometime this week, is the beginnings of the automated transport system for ICBM. This will allow transportation of any of the missiles autonomously. As you know, a lot of the missiles can't be transported with normal item ducts or anything like you would see in other mods. This is intentional. The ideal is that these missiles are big and you would want to transport them in the real world. I will allow the micro missiles and probably the small missiles to maybe be item transported later, but that'll be later. So right now we've got some rails here. We got carts that actually do move. They'll end up with several different cart types eventually. Right now this is the 1x3. It actually has a 1x3 collision box. I managed to get around Minecraft's requirement for having a perfectly square collision box, which is actually turning out nicely. There will be a 1x1. The 1x1 will accommodate both the small and the micro, so it'll accommodate the small standing straight up. There will eventually be a 3x3, which will accommodate the standard, as well as being able to transport multiple smalls at the same time. And there will be a 5x5, which will do the medium and large missiles. Medium large missiles will not be released at this moment. They're destined for release here in a couple months. Outside of this, I've been rethinking the organization design. So if you guys saw, and probably there was videos on it, etc., etc. I said I was quitting modding. I'm still going to do that. It's still going to happen. The date by which I set, which I didn't really say a date, but I said some point in the forward. The plan was within a year. I'm going to extend this to whenever I find a replacement. Given I'm not fully quitting, the ideal would be when I go to step down, somebody will take my place, and what I'll do is I'll just manage the overall stuff. So I'll just say, okay, there's this mod that needs to be created this week or something, and then somebody would actually do the work, and I would just make sure the work's getting done. That way I can focus on other things. But addition to that, if I can't find somebody, here's the agreement I'm going to give to you guys. If you can keep the downloads up on the mods and start donating via Patreon, I will contribute an equivalent amount of work to by which I am getting returns out on donations. So the more donations and investments and everything else I'm getting, the more work I will put forward to modding, equivalently up to 50 hours a week. That way you guys get content and updates and everything, and I get something equivalent to a paycheck. That way I can afford the things that I badly need to afford, which is the entire reason behind me quitting modding in the first place, is that you can't mod and pay the bills at the same time unless you're doing really, really well. Addition to this, a few of these are going to be changed. Armory is no longer canceled. Atomic Science is still waiting on redesign. Basic Industry is still waiting on redesign. I may actually go forward with the Deep Dark Below. That's to be that mod pack which is ocean oriented. Same for Hertz. It Hurts to Die I'm going to actually put in redesign rather than canceled. Mad Science is still staying to return to author. The reason behind this is I'm letting the author work on his own version of it, and I'm going to then maybe come down here through later and work on my own version. That way I'm not adhered to the same content that he had. A lot of the other stuff is staying the way it is, except for Watch Your Step. I don't even know why I canceled that in the first place, but those plans are going to change. I'll keep releasing some documentation on them. There'll be a lot of design going forward. As you can tell with my addition of rails, that's a clear sign that I'm going to be working on this. The plan is to put in 4 hours a day, which will be somewhere between 20 to 25 hours a week, if not more. So that's a part-time job. I'll be working on that. I'll be updating the Patreon and putting Patreon stuff on there. I'll show the goals off of what all the money is going to be going towards. So the money's not just going towards paying me a salary. A lot of the stuff, the money I'll be receiving, will be going towards paying for stuff that the organization needs. Several of the members badly need computers. Right now, both DMod and Grogger, which are two of our main workers for the organization, are running on laptops that are built before like 2008. So needless to say, them trying to get work done has been difficult lately. So we're going we're working on trying to get them those. If we don't get donations for that, we're going to figure out some other way to handle that. Software is the next goal. A lot of us need software to get certain things done. For example, video editing. That's the main reason why a lot of these videos are not scripted. Is there's no easy-to-use video editing software that we have that works out well. Most of the nice ones are paid-for services. They're pretty cheap though. For example, Adobe's version, I believe it's like a $10 or $20 a month service fee. If I start seeing donations, I'll probably pay for that out of pocket, because donations equivalency means that you guys are going to be supporting it, and if you guys are supporting it, I'm willing to put more into the organization myself. On top of this, site will be getting a redesign here pretty soon. I'll be putting some effort forward to that. You expect the new wiki to be released here in a month or so. The new wiki will show off a lot of this content better. There'll be a lot of animated GIFs into the wiki, videos. It'll all be handled through JSON files, so anybody can come in and edit the wiki. We'll set up a system for that. It'll be a pre-approved system, so it won't be just anybody, but anybody can apply to edit it. We'll just have a basic English check and knowledge check. That way we can guarantee that the pages are being filled with nice content and not somebody who can't really grammar very well, like me. That's yeah, my grammar sucks. But what else do we got to cover here? Volts is the aimed release date for the new Volts is going to be either the end of December or somewhere in the middle of January. That's the hopeful goal date. Don't hold that to an actual ETA. That's what the date me and my team is shooting for. There's a high likelihood we're not going to hit that date because there's a lot of work to do, and I'm still the only programmer on the team that's actually putting in daily work. I'm going to try to get the other programmers to show up and do things, hopefully. But that's the news so far. I'll have some more for you guys here later. There will be streams up almost daily. Watch Twitter for those announcements. And there'll be a lot of videos being released, so see you guys later.